Hello guys, this is Dunal, coming at you again with another Mega Construx video. And in today's episode, we are covering both Mega Construx and Mega Bloks figures. In this one, we are talking about the collection of every single Halo Mega Honor Guard Elite. So yes, this is, if you're wondering, this is the complete collection. This is every Honor Guard Mega has released back when they were Mega Bloks, and since they've rebranded several times. So where to start? So the Elite Honor Guard, if you're not familiar, this is what would it be, like class or troop, enemy type, whatever. We're gonna say enemy class that was introduced in Halo 2. They are very rare. They don't show up in all the games, but they're really big fan favorite designs because they're very striking and they're very cool. If you weren't aware, if you collect Mega Construx, Honor Guards are quite popular, and they always have been, and I imagine they always will be. So I'll just start going through. So this collection is a total of 9 figures, including 1 chase figure and 1 ultra rare. This collection can be hard to amass. So for example, in one of my next videos, I'm going to be covering every single Halo Reach Brute. Now that's a collection that's actually fairly easy to complete. Or every Halo 3 Marine, for example. Those collections, you know, even if it's not many figures, they're pretty easy to complete. But this one, almost all the figures here are rare ones. Sorry, I'm using this carbine as a pointer today. So yeah, I'll just go through figures one by one, and I'll tell you about all of them. Alright, starting out here, we have what I believe to be the very first Honor Guard Mega ever made. And its debut set was in the Shadow Convoy. If you know Mega, that's a very, very, very legendary set, because it came with the first ever Prophet, some of the first ever new articulation Marines, the only time we got a Prophet chair, the only time we got a Convoy, and the first time getting Honor Guards. So this Honor Guard mold is very unique compared to others. The only parts it reuses is this torso part here. This is the same as the other Halo 3 Marines they've made, but they had new shoulders and new thighs, as well as the infamous headpiece. People love that. That's what makes an Honor Guard really, is this unique headpiece. When I was a kid, I always thought they kind of looked like a rabbit. You see with like teeth here and the ears. They also included this very unique piece of the Force Pike. I think it's called Force Pike, or just Honor Guard Spear, or whatever you want to call it. These are not actually weapons. These are decorative. They're a spear. I mean, they can be used as a spear, like in Halo lore I'm talking. They can be used as a spear. You can stab someone with them. In game, we see a brute smack a grunt or a jackal with it. But they're not their main weapons. They will, like in game, they will, for example, you know, when they come out, drop their spear, pull out their weapon, they'll start blasting at you. They won't even try to hit you with the spear. But yeah, cool piece. This is the same piece that's used up until today for the Honor Guards. Perfect piece. Nothing needs to be changed with it, really. But yeah, basically a perfect figure. I don't think he's really missing any paint detail. He maybe could have some for the eyes, but great start. Honestly, they look amazing. Our next guy up in the collection is the White Honor Guard, later named the Lights of Sanghelios. That is a name that was coined, I believe Halo or 343 Industries gave that name to the White Honor Guards, because I'm going to give you a bit of a little Halo trivia here. In game, there's some bits where you run into Honor Guards, specifically on High Charity. And for some reason, there's a glitch, it's not intended, where they'll just turn white. It's always the ones that don't have their helmets on. Those ones that don't have their helmets on, but they randomly turn white. And we don't really know why. All the red will be white, and it's probably just a coding error. I believe that's what it is. But yeah, so Mega, I don't know if it was for the reference or they just wanted to make an Honor Guard variant, but they made them, and they're really cool. So this is originally just white honor guard, but can now be retroactively called Lights of St. Helios. The set these guys came in was the oh, what's it called? The Saber? No. Spectre. Sorry. There's so many Halo names for vehicles, and some of them are pretty similar. Sorry. The Spectre, which is essentially the Covenant's Warthog, only ever seen in Halo 2, is the set this guy comes in. He also has a matching Commando Elite. That's his driver. So yeah, I don't believe this guy in the set came with the Force Pike. I don't know where I got extra of these from. But yeah, he's really cool. This next figure may have you pretty confused, because you're going to think, didn't we already see these? This is the Red Honor Guard. And believe it or not, this guy is actually different to the other one we saw. Here, I'll bring him in for comparison. Can you tell? Can you tell what it is? So when I do these every videos, usually it even entails every minor paint change in scheme. So if you see on these guys, look at the chest, blue markings on the little crevices there. As well as, to me, his gold looks brighter, but the main difference, look at that. Look at that. On the wrist, you have a dot on the elbow, that little bit on the shoulders. Oh, there's also extra red there on the shoulders. Do you see that? But the main difference you can tell is on the helmets. Sorry, these guys are a little dusty. You can see that. Look at that extra design there. That's very accurate to in-game. It looks just like that in-game. And then he has these gold bits by the eyes. These guys are really cool. Like, I mean, why even have this guy when he exists? This is just like his superior older brother lives in his shadow. Oh, why can't I be as cool as you? I got more gold on my face, son. All right. Anyway. Yeah, really cool. So the set this guy came in was actually an Elite Customizer pack, I believe it was called. Basically, you got a bunch of different Elite parts, and you can swap them out, and one of those parts you can swap is the Honor Guard. The default option in that is a Major, but yeah, this Honor Guard with the extra decals is super cool. So this guy is pretty special. This is the rare blue Honor Guard. If you may notice, gray Force Pike. It's gray for some reason instead of the usual black like all the other guys had. So the reason this guy is so rare, you might be asking, because it's just a blue Honor Guard. It's because his set did not come out in the United States. It was only released in Europe and Canada, I believe. And it was just a weapons pack, I think. I'm pretty sure. All those pack names, you know, they're weapons pack, customizer pack, they're all kind of like the same. One figure and you got some accessories. But yeah, that's what he came with. He's very hard to find, and you may be wondering about where the paint scheme comes from. Now, it's not confirmed. They don't say it on the back of the box or anything, but my theory is that he's based on Halo Wars 1. In that game, the Honor Guards, well, all Covenant troops actually were purple. And Honor Guards were kind of like a special captain troop that would come out, and, you know, when you saw one, you know they were big business. They were kind of like a mini boss in that game. Anyway, they were purple, but I think they might have been trying to get that color here. Like, obviously, this is very clearly blue, but my theory is that they were trying to get purple. But yeah, if you see this guy, grab him. One of the rarest mega figures out there. I'm so happy to have him. He's one of my favorites. And to finish off the old articulation elites, we have the Mega Bloks active camo Honor Guard. So this was the chase figure for one of the Blind Bag series. And I mean, there's really not much to say about him. He's just a red Honor Guard in active camo. Or gummy or whatever. I like to call him active camo. If it's like an elite, it's active camo. There's others that are more hologrammy, like the Eshram or the Pilot or Cutter or, yeah, whatever. Yeah, this is one of the rarest out there, because look at this. How is that supposed to fit in a blind bag? This thing's huge. He's very hard to find. If you also see him, pick him up. They're very rare and hard to find in good condition. If you did not know this, Megas, like when it's clear, they are very fragile. they're much more prone to falling apart. You can kind of see on mine, his, you can't see it, you can kind of see it. Right here, his forearm is starting to stress a little bit. It doesn't like this is looser now. Doesn't like holding it as much. It's just because they just wear down over time, and they're a lot less sturdy than the other types of the plastic. But yeah, this guy's a pretty striking figure. You're not going to be able to forget this guy. But yeah, this guy's very striking. If you see him, pick him up. He's definitely worth it. And he's a super cool piece to have in the collection. So that rounds out the old articulation. Let's move on to the new. So the first honor guard we got in new articulation came in Halo Heroes Series 3. Now this, for a time, was one of the most sought after Mega Construx figures. He was rare, he was going for a lot of money, everybody wanted him, up until probably about a year and a half ago. These guys would go for upwards of $100 each, complete or incomplete. They were popular. They've gone down now because there's more honor guards out there. But yeah, it was just there was a craze for a bit, and these guys were hard to get. So the new honor guard mold from Mega uses a lot of new pieces, new chest plate, new thigh armor, new shoulder armor, as well as new removable helmet. So these honor guards are pretty good. They're almost perfect, honestly. So these guys represent color scheme wise. They look a lot closer to the Halo 2 Anniversary design compared to the one we get later on, which looks more like the classic. So we're back to the black pike, same mold we got last time. And this is before they had the newer elite hands. These are still the original ones. It's also the only honor guard to have exposed hands. He's the only one for some reason. But the one major inaccuracy these guys have is the forearms. In game, it kind of looks like this. It kind of looks like they have one of these right here that has like the spikes coming down to the wrist. That's what should be accurate, but we don't have that piece yet in Mega, and frankly, I don't think we will for a long time because we've already gotten several honor guards with this current mold. This is the mold that they established now, and it doesn't change ever. Up till this date, which is 2024, we have not gotten a new honor guard, and the pieces have been the same since Series 3, which is pretty crazy. But yeah, great figure. Definitely worth grabbing. I would say don't pay more than like, I don't know. I hate talking about prices because they can get ridiculous. I would say he's not worth more than like 30 bucks, but anything more than like less than like 35, he's worth grabbing. So this guy is the next honor guard we got. He was the rarest figure, or ultra rare, whatever they call it, in I believe the Snowbound blind bag series. This is the second time we've gotten an honor guard in the blind bags. And it would be the the last time, as well as, it's funny, they're always the clear. These are the only ones that come in the blind bags. But yeah, so he's also the only honor guard, well, that's not true, the only new honor guard that didn't come with a spear. Probably too big to fit in the packaging, they realized. So he comes with a sword instead, the Halo 4 and 5. So yeah, this honor guard uses the exact same pieces as the old one. No new pieces. Comes with a Halo 5 sword. Really cool. The stand he came with, I actually have it right here. It's there it is. It's one of these clear ones, just standard with all clear figures, but it is unique. So yeah, he's pretty cool. Again, you have the weaker plastic. Be careful. Honestly, I actually have another one of these that's completely broken. He's like half his pieces are broken. I don't even know why you have him like that. I didn't do it myself. They also can sometimes yellow. You can see the back of his torso is yellowing. I didn't even notice that until now, but you can really clearly see it. Thankfully, from the front, he looks okay. But yeah, really cool figure to have. I absolutely adore it when Mega figures, their camo matches in game. I've gone on a rant before about this, but for example, it makes sense elite honor guards would have active camo. You know what doesn't make sense? A chieftain having active camo. You know what doesn't make sense? A sniper jackal having active camo. That does not happen in the games. Please stop wasting figure slots, Mega. Why did we get active camo Carter and active camo Cat? They never used active camo in game. Why haven't we gotten like Halo 2 active camo Arbiter? A basic active camo elite and new articulation. We haven't gotten that yet. We've had the new elite molds for forever now, since the Clash on the Ring. Anyway, minor rant over. Great figure. Next up, we have the Light of Sanghelios. So this guy came out in Series 15 of Mega Construx Heroes. And this guy is pretty special. So we had not gotten Honor Guard since Series 3. People were begging for it. That figure's price was just skyrocketing. And people wanted a new Honor Guard, and we got it with this, but not quite. So this is actually the official coining of the Lights of Sanghelios term. We finally got to see it in an official capacity. You know, we had that other guy, the white one, earlier, but he wasn't an official light. So actually, definitively, if you just take his helmet off here, that's just how he looked in game. Take the staff away, and that's what he looks like in game. Really cool to have these guys finally. He has a lot of differences to the original Honor Guard, though. Not mold-wise, but just coloring. His helmet does not want to go on. That's crazy. There we go. So he uses the exact same mold, but he has a lot more gray. You see, we have the return of the gray staff after, the only one who ever had it before was the blue guy. He uses the same chest plate, same everything, but gray. Gray, gray, gray. Still very shiny gold, though, compared to the next figure I'm going to be showing. But yeah, these guys are really cool. It's cool to have them in like an official capacity. Very odd choice. Pretty, like, niche variant of Troop. Yeah, these guys are super sick. Definitely pick them up if you have the chance. Also, I realized his hand completely broke while filming. That's just awesome. What can you do? It's Mega. They can break apart sometimes. I try my best to take care of mine, but maybe the bin has its tolls. Anyway, pick this guy up if you can find him for 15 or less. Definitely worth it. Cool to have. They don't show up super ton, so I don't think there's a real point in army building them, but yeah. So, last, and I would say certainly not least, we have this guy. Now, you may be asking, didn't we already see one really similar? So, all of these guys, most of these new Honor Guards have all been in the Hero series. So, we have this red one from Series 3. He doesn't want to stand up. Red one from Series 3. From Series 15, we had the new articulation Lights of Sanghelios. And from Series 18, we had the just another Honor Guard. What's interesting about these guys is this one said Elite Honor Guard, but this one said Sangheli Honor Guard. Let me do a quick comparison here. First off, gray again. There's the return of the gray staff. The Lights of Sanghelios also had it, as I mentioned before. The differences of these guys, he has the new hands that the Sanghelios also got, like I showed before. Same forearms. He has he has red for the forearms instead of black. All of the black has been replaced with gray. He also has the gray skin instead, which is an interesting choice. I feel like this skin looks a little more accurate, but this definitely looks fine. Now, what I realized eventually, because I was trying to figure it out, why they change the color? This looks so much better. I think this looks a lot worse than the black. I think the black looks so striking. I realized it's because they're matching to Halo 2 original. That's what this guy's supposed to look like, the classic colors. That's why it's the more muted gray. This guy has the more bold gold as well as the black, because that's what he looks like in the anniversary. like, if I just gave this guy, like, a classic energy sword and gave this guy the 4 or 5 energy sword, that you'd be like, oh, that's the difference. I get it. But yeah, this one's definitely superior in my opinion. I would grab, like, definitely grab him over him. But he's still cool. He's still cool to have around. He's definitely not a bad figure, though. I don't think he's going to be as valuable as the other guy. Alright, we got the gang on here for a final ending shot. So yeah, this collection is really dang cool. I quite like the honor guards. They're not my favorite. I like them a lot. They're just not my favorite thing ever. I think they're, because people kind of go crazy for them, and then you're like, kind of like, I don't know. They, I don't know how to describe what I'm trying to say. I think people take it a little too far sometimes. I'm like, they're cool and all, but like, $100 for one figure, man? Come on. They're great to have with your profits if you have those guys. So yeah, my personal favorite from the series, definitely the blue guy. Love him. He's great. Honestly, I really like all these guys. I had a fun time collecting the series as I went along. I didn't even realize I had them all until I did. So what's this collection gonna run yet? So, you know, some people debate on mega prices all the time. It's a whole heated debate, but I'm gonna do my best, guys. It's not definitive. Please do your own research, but I'm gonna roughly say what this collection is gonna round to. So I'll use my dandy carbine here, and I'll point to each one. So Shadow Convoy guard is probably worth about $10. This guy probably worth about 10. The series 3 heroes is probably worth about 40. LOS probably worth about 13. Clear or active camo is probably worth about 35 to 40. This guy back here, the red ultra rare, he's probably worth about 60, 65 to 70. Bluey here is probably worth about 50. The new one right here, please do not pay more than like $11 for this guy. He just came out. And the last but not least, this guy, he's not super rare, probably about 15 to 20 bucks. So yeah, pretty expensive collection overall. I might have undersold some prices, I might have oversold some. Please let me know. Yeah, I hope you guys liked the video. Let me know if you have these guys. Like and subscribe and all that stuff. I really appreciate the support on the channel. I'm trying to pump a lot more videos out. Anyway, this is Denal signing off.